Hello everyone, welcome to my channel with God's Staff at the Door. I hope you're doing great wherever you are around the world. Today's Bible reading is from the book of Ezra, chapter 4, verses 1 to 5, and it reads, When the enemies of Judah and Benjamin heard that the exiles were building a temple for the Lord, the God of Israel, they came to Zerubbabel and to the heads of the families and said, Let us help you build, because like you, we seek your God, and have been sacrificing to him since the time of Esarhaddon, king of Assyria, who brought us here. But Zerubbabel, Joshua, and the rest of the heads of the families of Israel answered, You have no part with us in building a temple for our God. We alone will build it for the Lord, the God of Israel, as King Cyrus, the king of Persia, commanded us. Then the peoples around them set out to discourage the people of Judah and make them afraid to go on building. They bribed officials to work against them and frustrate their plans during the entire reign of Cyrus, king of Persia, and down to the reign of Darius, king of Persia. Very beautiful word, and it gets me thinking of in my life when it's like for quite a few people, when in your time with God he tells you to do something and it requires you to go on uncharted roads, if I may say, where you are taking that road alone with you and God and following his instructions to do something for him. And a lot of people, even in my life as well, when I decided to branch off on my own, in terms of business, the people in the industries I was working with, oh my goodness, they brought it. They brought all they had, all they got in trying to stop me, because it did benefit them with me working with them, but those relationships were very unfruitful for me and more fruitful for them, and they weren't sharing, and it was a tough time for me, because it's seeing people benefit off of what you have built and what you have been maintaining all by yourself, and they're just coming in and plucking fruits from your tree that you worked very, very hard in getting to that fruitful point. And they still do, in terms of sabotage and all of that, and abusing systems to get their way. And I'm still holding on. I'm still holding on because I believe in my God that said he will never leave me nor forsake me. That my strength comes from him. That when I am weak, he is strong. And he's leading my way. So how can I go wrong? This is a word of encouragement for you to follow God's instructions, to do what he told you to do, and withstanding the storms that come with your path in pursuing and living in your purpose. Because it is difficult at times to keep going when you have so much opposition. but with patience we prevail. In this section of the Bible, what stands out to me is the way the help was offered. They didn't go out seeking for help, the help came to them, and they referenced God's instruction. They refused the help in a respectful manner, and still, those that were rejected responded in a negative way, which makes me think of how I have met people in my life that offered help, and my discernment let me know that these people weren't really there to help me. They were there to fake support, fake help, while behind my back they're going around telling people that, oh, I helped her do this, I helped her do this was my plan. They really needed help, they were down and out, which was never the case. And being part of the group of people that have for a very long time being labeled the black sheep, simply because you are able to see through the fake masks very easily and very quickly. Living life with that label, you learn to do things yourself. You learn to survive alone. Not to say that you don't want to live with people, you just don't want to live with fake people. And back to the word, with the part that said they set out to discourage the people of Judah and make them afraid to go on building. So it's first discouragement, and that discouragement is used to breed fear. Fear that would stop you from continuing to build, that would stop you from doing God's work, that would stop you from it's raining outside, that would stop you from tending to your personal growth, that would stop you from taking time to rest, that would stop you from doing good, that would ultimately make you so overwhelmed with everything that you end up stopping. In a way, it sounds like a push for self-sabotage, if I may say. And the part that says they bribed officials to work against them and frustrate their plans. Isn't that what's happening today? Well, it's been happening, but it's more open now. And with the truth that has come to light, some people are still battling with believing it. Others are ready to tackle it. Others are beyond the point of the two that I previously mentioned, because they've always known the truth. and they on to the next thing while God is sorting out everything in their past. Because that's another thing as well. To know when God tells you to keep, when God told me to keep building, it's not to say, oh, forget about the past and everything else. No, it's just don't focus too much on the past from a negative perspective. Celebrate the past from a testimonial perspective because that does rejuvenate my soul. To say, I don't know how I made it through that, but it's by the grace of God that I made it through that. That I got to learn this, that I got to learn that, that I got to discover this about myself, that I got to see the true nature of situations and people that were around me. And it makes sense why going forward I can't have them around me because they will only sabotage. And rejecting those people in my life today, it's been rough. It has been so rough because they're still plotting and planning and trying to sabotage. But the more they do that, what's different with me now is the way that I respond. I don't respond in a way that they get to grab onto my energy. No, most things I don't even respond to. Some that I do, it's when I realize that they actually exposed something else about them, trying to make the issue about me, even though I am nowhere near them and nowhere near whatever they're doing. When I do get to respond, nowadays it's when it comes to maybe them claiming work that I did by myself, and here and there I might just give a few suggestions to say, even though you stole the work, I can see that, you know, some people will benefit, especially if they are implementing it in areas that are far away from where I am. And I'll give them a few pointers, but the results are never the same because there's energy behind it, and they can copy, they can steal work, they can steal what you do, what you have done, but the result will always be different and will always be lacking because it's not done by you. And you having done that work or doing that work with the backing of heaven. And those are just facts. So please let's stay encouraged. Let's keep doing good and wonderful for the glory of God, because if He's for us, who can be against us? Time will tell. We're already used to the struggle. We are equipped to carry on much longer than those that oppose us, because we've lived a life of struggle. To be quite honest, it wasn't nice, but now, even for me, I get to appreciate it every now and then because it built my strength, it built my resilience, it built my my perceptions of how to see situations that don't look quite good, but to see it from God's perspective of what can this moment teach me? What am I what is the purpose of me going through this ultimately? And have I gone through this before, and how did I respond if I have been through something similar? And where did that response get me? Did it get me to a better place? So do I respond to it the same way? Or did it not get me to a good place and maybe I need to switch it up and ask God for the way forward? Life life is a journey and not a sprint. And we keep discovering ourselves and God and so many other things. Amazing word to read for Bible study today. Okay, stay blessed.